Okay, this is Algebra 1 lesson on solving systems. Students will use solve systems of equations using elimination. Okay, this is continuing from last week. Last week we did the first lesson, which was the easy way to solve systems. The second way was, second day was a little bit more difficult. We added a step. Today we're going to make them a little even more difficult, but there's still more practice. But I think it'll be okay. You need to know how to do all of them, all right? So here are the steps. If you need them, there you go. It's just from last week. You already did these last week, so you do not need to copy them again. Okay. Okay, so these are the steps, so you can pause the video if you want to, if you need to. I'll do numbers 1 and 2. Just watch right now, numbers 1 and 2. Okay, I put a little line there, so I know where to stop. Stop right there. Okay. Okay, so number 1. Number 1. First thing we want to do is make sure the x's are together, the y's are together, and the constants are together. Okay? So they are together, so that's good. Next thing I want to do is ask myself which one do I want to eliminate, x's or y's. So we want the same number of x's or y's. Over here we do not have the same number of x's, so I ask myself, what do I multiply 4 with to get 3? Well, I can't do that. How about what do I multiply 3 with to get 4? Well, I can't do that either. So we can't really do anything with the x's. Let's see if we could do something with the y's. We have 3. What do I multiply 3 with to get 8? There's something that's a whole number that goes in there. What about 8 times what is 3? No whole numbers that go in there, okay? So what we need to do is figure out which one I want to eliminate and which one has the lower common multiple. So let's focus on the x's, okay? What's the lowest common multiple of 4 and 3? Ask myself. Oh, I think it's 12, right? What's the lowest common multiple of 3 and 8? It's 24. So I want to focus on the x's, okay? So the lowest common multiple is 12. So I want to change these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2, to show x is as 12x. Okay, so I'm going to take my first equation, equation 1, and multiply it with a number. I ask myself, what do I multiply 4x with to get 12x? Okay, what do I multiply 4x with to get 12x? I multiply it by 3. Okay? Then I ask myself, what do I multiply 3x with to get 12x? Well, I multiply this by 4. Okay? So, equation 1, we're going to make a new equation for equation 1. We'll call it equation 3. So, 3 times 4x is 12x. That's what I just did right here. Negative 3y times 3 is negative 9y. Which is equal to negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Okay? Then, we take the second equation. What do I multiply 3x with to get 4? I multiply and I get 12x. Negative 8y times 4 is negative 32y. And then we have negative 16 times 4 is negative 64. Okay, now what I've done is I have 12x in both equation 1 or equation 3 and equation 4. Now I can eliminate 12x. Okay, so I'm going to take the second equation and I want to eliminate it, so I'm going to use the subtraction sign. 12x minus 12x is equal to 0x, so that cancels out. Okay. Negative 9y minus negative 32y is positive 23y. And negative 18 minus negative 64 is positive 46. Divide both sides by 23. And when I do that, I get y is equal to 2. Okay? Now at this point, it's the same as last week. You're just going to substitute 2 in for y on any equation. Pick any of them you want. I just picked the easiest one. So if y is equal to 2, let's pick equation 1. Since there's only 3 y's or negative 3 y's, so here you go. Equation 1, rewrite it. We got 4x minus 3 times y, or y in this case is 2, which is equal to negative 6. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Bring the rest of the problem down, which is equal to negative 6. Add 6 to both sides. So we got 4x is equal to 0. Divide both sides by 4. X is equal to 0. So this is the x coordinate. Y coordinate is 2. Write our final answer as a ordered pair, which is going to be 0, 2. As an ordered pair, box your answer, and that's it. Okay, that's for number 1. Okay, a lot of work, but really not that hard. It just takes a little bit of time. It takes more time to talk about it. So again, number 1, I wanted to eliminate one of the variables, x's or y's. You can't multiply any of them or one of them to get the other, so you have to multiply both to get the LCM, 12x. Multiply the first equation by 3, second equation by 4, and then we got 2 new equations, equations 3 and 4. We subtracted equation 4 from 3, getting 23y is equal to 46. Divide both sides by 23, y is equal to 2. And then we plugged y back in to equation 1. 4x is equal to negative 3 times 2, which is equal to negative 6. Solve for x, x is equal to 0. Put your final answer as an ordered pair. Okay, watch me do number 2 now. One more time. Number 2. Okay. Okay, number 2. First thing you notice is that everything is kind of messy right now on number 2. So all the x's aren't together, all the constants aren't together. We have constants are out here, 12 and 0. We have equal sign here. We have x here, 4x and negative 12x. Y's are kind of together, but then we have another constant out here, which is positive 36. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave equation 1 as is, okay? But I want to take equation 2, and I'm going to want to move this 36 over to the opposite side. So the way I do that is I subtract 36 from both sides. And when I do that, I get negative 36 is equal to negative 12x plus 14y. Okay? This is equation 2. I just rewrote equation 2. Now I'm going to put equation 1 right next to it. And I'm going to ask myself, what can I eliminate? So I'm bringing down the 12 equals 4x plus 3y. Okay? When I look at these, I notice that I can multiply equation 1 with 3 so that it would be equal to 4x would be equal to 12x. So I'm going to multiply equation 1 with 3. So we got 36 is equal to 12x plus 9y. This is my new equation. It's called equation 3. Put equation 2 next to it. We got negative 36 is equal to negative 12x plus 14y. Now I'm going to put parentheses around the second equation. Ask myself, do I add or subtract it? In this case, I'm going to add it. So 36 plus a negative 36 cancels out. It's just 0. Then we have 12 plus a negative 12 is, they cancel out. We just have 0x. 9 plus 14y is 15y. Divide both sides by 15. 0 divided by 15 is 0, which is equal to y. Okay? So that's our y. And then for our x, we just plug it back in. I'm going to pick equation 1, which is going to be 12, is equal to 4x plus 3y. And we know y is equal to 0. So it's really like saying 12 is equal to 4x. Divide both sides by 4. And 3 is equal to x. Therefore, your final answer is going to be an ordered pair of 3, 0. Okay? Again, it's a lot of work, but as long as you're able to organize your info and eliminate, you'll be able to find where the coordinates, or the coordinate is where they cross. Okay? Any questions on 1 or 2? Okay, so I'd like you to do 1 cell the 2 is about number 1, 2 cell the 1 is about number 2. Go. So number 3 now we're doing. I'll start us off, and then you're going to finish us off. Here we go. Number 3. Number 3, I'll make a little space here for number 3. Bring this down. So, got a little space here. Okay, here we go. So, number 3, the first thing you want to do is we're going to write some names for these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. Okay? And then I ask myself, are they all organized? X's are together, Y's are together, equal signs look like they're together, and numbers are together. So do they look like they're all together?
Yes.
Yes, they are. Okay? Shh. Next thing I want to ask myself, let's try to see if I want to eliminate the X's. Since they're together, I want to ask myself, what do I multiply 9 with to get 6? Well, I can't really do that evenly. What do I multiply 6 with to get 9? Can't really do that either. Okay, so I'm going to try my Y's then. Okay, Y's are together. What do I multiply 2 with to get 3? I can't do that. What do I multiply 3 with to get 2? Can't do that either. I could do it with a fraction, but that's a more advanced topic. Okay, so we can't do anything, so we need to multiply both of our equations. Okay, so do I want to deal with my X's or my Y's? Well, my LCM of 9 and 6 is going to be 54. The LCM of 2 and 3 is going to be 6, right?
Yeah.
So should I eliminate my Y's or my X's? Y's. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put parentheses around each equation. So everyone's following along on their whiteboards. On the first equation, we want to ask ourselves, what do I multiply 2 with to get 6? 3. So we're going to multiply this first equation by 3. And the second equation, what do I multiply 3 with to get 6? What? 2. Good, okay. So let's start with equation 1. We'll make the equation 1 turn into equation 3. So we multiply negative 9 times 3 is negative 27. X, right? Then we have negative 2 times 3 is negative 6y. And then negative 9 times 3 is negative 27. Okay? Continuing on, 6x times 2. 6 times 2 is 12x. Negative 3y times 2 is negative 6y. 6 times 2 is 12. Okay? Are my y's now the same value? Yes or no? Yes, they are. We have negative 6y, negative 6y. So now I take my second equation and I ask myself, do I want to add or subtract it? Let's try the addition sign. What's negative 6y plus negative 6y?
0.
Nope. 12y. So does that eliminate the y's? No, it does not. So let's use not addition but subtraction, okay? Okay, so we have negative 27x minus 12x is negative 39x. Negative 6y minus negative 6y cancels out. Bring down the equal sign. Negative 27 minus 12 is going to be negative 39. Okay? So now we have an equation. Let's solve for x. How do we solve for x now? Divide by negative 39 on both sides. And when we do that, we get x is equal to 1. Okay? What I'd like you to do now is take this 1, substitute it back, and give me your final answer as an ordered pair. Ready, set, go. To here. So on this section, you pick whatever one you want. It doesn't matter which equation you use. I'm going to use equation whatever. Let's use equation 2, okay? So equation 2, instead of x, I'm going to put in 1, okay? So we have 6 times 1 minus 3y is equal to 6. Alright, continuing on here. So 6 times 1 is 6, minus 3y is equal to 6. Subtract 6 on both sides. When we subtract 6 on both sides, we get negative 3y is equal to 0. Divide both sides by negative 3. And we get y is equal to 0. Okay, which means our answer is going to be 1, 0. Okay, that's for number 3. Does that make sense? Okay, number 4. Number 4 is a little bit more crazy, okay? Now, number 4, on number 4, we want to ask ourselves, are they all in order? The y start on equation 1. On equation 1, the y is like out first, and then it's the x, and then it's the constants on the other side. I'm going to rewrite equation 1 so it looks nicer. So we're going to put negative 2x plus 2y is equal to 6, okay? And then equation 2, I want to put right underneath it with a similar term. So we have 18x on the left-hand side, so we could put that on the left-hand side. Positive 18x. And then is there a y on this left side? No, it's on the right side over here, so I want to subtract 10y from both sides. When I do that, I get minus 10y. And then I want the equal sign and the constants here, but the constants are on the left here of equation 2, so I'm going to subtract 54, right? So this is really my new equation 2. Alright? Now they're all lined up. Then I ask myself, do I want to eliminate the x's or do I want to eliminate the y's? Which ones do I want to eliminate? X's or y's? Okay, what can I multiply 2 with to get 18? 9, good. Okay, or what can I multiply 2 with to get the 10? Which one do you want to multiply, 9 or 5? 5. So let's multiply equation 1 by 5 to get a new equation. So we got, new equation will be equation 3. 5 times negative 2x is negative 10x. 5 times 2y is positive 10y, which is equal to 6 times 5, which is 30. Okay. Then I want to eliminate the y's. Okay, so I put the parentheses around here, and I eliminate. Do I add or subtract the second equation? Let's try adding. Negative 10 plus 10y is? Nope. Negative 10y plus 10y is?
0.
0, right? That cancels out. Okay, finish off the problem for me. Okay, ready, set, go. Here we go. So number 4, let me finish it off. Okay, the 10's crossed out, so we got negative 18 plus negative 10x is going to be 8x, which is equal to negative 54 plus 30 is negative 24. Divide both sides by 8. We got x is equal to negative 3. Alright. Then we plug x back in to any of the equations. Which equation should I use, 1 or 2? 1 is super easy, right? So watch, 1. You got 2 times y minus 2 times x. X is negative 3. Oh, there you go. Which is equal to 6. How many people didn't put negative 3? And then you got what answer? 6, right? Ah, okay, so negative 2 times negative 3 is negative, or positive 6. So you got 2y plus 6 is equal to 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. You got 2y is equal to 0. Divide both sides by 2. So y is equal to 0. Okay, isn't it easy to make a silly mistake here? Yeah, so you got to be really careful because otherwise you do all that work for nothing, okay? Part of math is persevering to the end and working out your problems so that you're getting the accurate answer precisely, okay? So, that's your final answer, and that's the order of prayer. This concludes the lesson.